Bruh. Yo, come here. Yo, come here. Yo, listen, fam, you trying to seduce a young lady? First thing that you have to realize is it's not about you. Second thing that you have to realize is you got to be present in the moment. So today I'm about to put you up on some game from some OGs that gave me some and talk about how to properly position your mind to seduce a young lady. What's up, all you good fellow fly guys? You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michelangelo of StarArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to this sex thing. And today is Seducer's Diary. Now, I know I've still been playing around and trying to figure out how we're going to work this sexual conversation, but I think we're pretty good on the Seducer's Diary because I want to ultimately help every man tell a love story. Now, before you think that that stuff is all sappy and all extra and all those different types of things, nah, bruh. Romantics are actually some of the best seducers, and they are going to have some of the most memorable stories because they change their dynamic, they change their approach to how they interact with women that is rooted in respect for themselves and the other person that they're dealing with, and their mindset is going to be much different than the dude who's just trying to knock some notches off of their sexual belt. So ride with me because I can guarantee you there's going to be some things that you haven't thought about when it comes to seducing a young lady. Now, today we're going to be talking about two things that you may be doing that are positioning you for a poor response when it comes to that young lady. But before we get started, if this is your first time here, welcome. Yo, this is a really good time to be here to start learning about yourself when it comes to seduction and when it comes to style. So if you find the information beneficial, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to be a narrator, to be a character in your seductive story, and to hear about how love is coming back into your life, because we all need love. You dig what I'm saying? LL Cool J had it down when he said, I need love. Okay, sorry, got a little off right there. If you have already subscribed, then you know I appreciate you and I enjoy the dialogue that you and I have. Now all you have is one thing left to do, and that is hit that notification bell, and that way you will be notified each and every time new content comes out. So again, yesterday we were talking about how to choose the right victim, and today I wanted to kind of continue that conversation a bit, but to get your mind right as we begin these chapters on seduction and the characters of seduction. And the reason being is because a lot of guys, when they are dating, they have two major issues, and that starts with their mind, and that also starts with their approach and how they deal with somebody. And so I wanted to talk briefly about the downside of how most men approach and some solutions for how they can communicate themselves better when it comes to seduction. So in the modern day social media society, I think that guys are creating false confidence for themselves, and that's because they can be behind the screen and like a girl's pictures, and they like 100 of her pictures and she likes one, and they think that they're doing something. But keep it real, fam. Let's keep it all the way 100. Let's keep it a buck. If you saw that young lady on the street, are you approaching, and on top of that, are you going to be able to say something that is going to separate you from everybody else? And I mean that saying, are you going to walk up to her and be like, damn, ma, damn, you fine. Like, woo, man. Now again, let's put yourself in her shoes. This young lady woke up that morning. She went and washed her face, put on her makeup, right, put on her mask, and she stepped out. How many times has she heard that she's beautiful? How many times has her body been objectified? How many times has somebody just looked at the superficial without paying attention to anything else? Well, if you are doing that, what's going to separate you from the masses? And on a deeper level, here's something that a lot of guys don't think about. She had absolutely no control over being beautiful. That was just good genetics. In that case, you should be thanking her mother and her father for getting drunk and hooking up that night. Maybe they didn't get drunk, but for them getting together, because they created her. She had no control over that. Better for you to focus on certain things that she has control over. Maybe she has great posture. Maybe she has great style. Maybe she's carrying a yoga mat so that you know that she is about centering herself and speaking towards that. That is going to separate you from everybody else and will say like, yo, I'm actually taking the time to observe her. And if you really are a guy who's in the style, I can tell you I pulled at least 3 or 4 young ladies simply by complimenting them on the brand of shoe or the brand of purse that they have. And they like, hey, you know about that type of purse? And then you got to make sure you quickly divert the situation so that you don't come off like the gay best friend, right? That's not the goal. But these things separate you and create a memory in her mind that will lead to potentially you getting her number and beginning that seductive process. The second thing that a lot of guys have is approach anxiety. And listen, I get it. When you see that young lady that you are interested in, she's beautiful. I don't know about you guys, but it's been a few times when you see that fine young lady and stuff really does start slowing down, and you just appreciate everything about what is either approaching you or standing there, and you know your heart beats a little bit faster, and you like, man, what am I gonna say to this young lady? And all that ruminating that you're doing inside of your mind is going to keep you from making that move. So this is something that I learned from a dating coach, was before you make any type of excuses or hesitation, just start walking towards her. Within that 3 to 5 seconds of you approaching her, you're going to think of something to observe or something to say. And even if you can only blurt out a hello, hey, how you doing? Excuse me. Be honest. Listen, I thought that you were extremely attractive and I liked X. I liked your purse. I liked your shoes. I liked the way that you were standing here very confident and assured of yourself. And I would have regretted not coming over here and saying hello and at least catching your name. And if you do that alone, most guys think that she's going to start going off and flying off the handle and don't ever approach me. Da, da, da. That's not going to happen. At worst case, she is going to say thank you and go on about her business. And if you're a well-dressed dude, you're actually probably going to have more success than you think. And if she says, oh, that's really sweet, to continue the conversation, don't directly ask her for a number at that point. Just start conversing with her. Also, where are you headed to today? What do you enjoy doing? And just have these conversations with young ladies and don't even ask them for the number unless that's a chick that you would just really, really regret not getting a number from. And you'll start seeing that all this is, when you are starting the seductive process, is a conversation, an inquiry into the identity of the young lady that you're dealing with. And if you can do that, if you can start in that space, get out of your head and get out of your way when you are making the approach, then I guarantee you, you're going to find that you are creating much more connections and putting yourself on a way to seducing a young lady. So try that on, see how it fits you. Try that today, try that tomorrow. Leave me some comments in the comment box and let me know how it worked out for you, because I'm telling you, these two things have helped me in the dating process. They've helped me even when I'm dealing in social situations and networking in those different types of spaces, because the two things are still going to be the same. You're still going to be curious about the person that you are talking to, and you still want to observe something to admire them for. So it's still going to be beneficial in you seducing the masses, just like when it comes to seducing that young lady. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up. I'm giving you some game, like, you know, give me a thumbs up. It's going to help the channel to grow. And don't forget that we are here every Monday through Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And before I get out of here, don't ever forget to live, love, and create a life and style that suits your story. Peace.